Hello, my lovely people, and welcome to the second reaction video from the collaboration. And I'm still nervous. It's still new to me to react, and I hope the audio is better this time. So the second reaction video is from raybread_15, and just let's start with the video.
Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here and like the video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button for more content. Thank you for watching. Hello, I can't believe I am saying this, but it is time for the collaboration mystery to be revealed. I am super duper excited because my colleagues will also be revealing their videos today, so definitely go check that out. Any of their channels, they will be in the description, as well as the words to be looked out for. Yeah, I think that made sense. As you can see, for the ship that the spin wheel of course chose is Lavyaku. What a perfect ship to start on the collaborations. This is my very first collaboration and hopefully won't be my last. So let's get straight into it. Straight. The white-haired Russian was the first to wake from his slumber with the bright sun shining through their thin, white curtains. The couple kept them that way because it was like having a permanent alarm clock without the noise, since they couldn't stay asleep with the light for very long. It was a 50-50 chance regarding whoever woke up first. What a perfect start to the day, seeing the dirty blonde curled up to the teller's side. He studied everything there was to study about the sleeping figure next to him. His soft but sloppy bedhead, the dusting of freckles barely visible, his long lashes. He was too adorable for the Russian to handle. Yaku? He lightly shook the smaller in an attempt to wake him, yet Yaku just hid underneath the blankets, snuggling into Lev's chest. This so wasn't fair. They had plans today, and as much as he would love to squeeze tightly to the smaller and stay in bed all day, that was not a comfort for today. Yaku-san, please wake up.
I hate that if you wake up and then you realize you can't just stay in bed. I hate that feeling.
He knew that would work. After they had gotten serious about their relationship, Yaku had practically banned him from calling him Yaku-san, since there was too much formalities involved. He wanted the giant to be comfortable. After no response, Love looked down at the smaller, confused. He was met with a hazel glare peering up at him. The sight nearly gave him a heart attack. "Don't call me that," he said with his voice still half asleep and raspy, and pinching the teller's chest. "Oh, Yaku-san." He shut his lips before he could finish, realizing what he was about to say. "Okay, that was just habit." No, I'm sorry, Mori." The smaller flushed. Even though they agreed not to add san, it was still rare that the giant would use his given name. It sent chills up Love's spine. He wrapped his arms tightly around the smeller, swinging him onto his chest. "You're so adorable, Mori." He lost the willpower to argue from a mixture of embarrassment and the fact he just woke up. Lev chuckled. It's okay. He stood up, throwing the blanket back over the former Libero, and placed a soft kiss on his forehead. Get a little bit more rest. I'll come wake you when I finish breakfast. He walked out before Yaku could stop him.
Imagine someone making your breakfast and you can just stay in bed. I want that.
He had a soft blush still lingering on his cheeks, and he pulled the blanket over his head, rolling around the bed. He couldn't believe this. They had been together for 5 years now, and known each other for even longer. So how could the Russian still make him feel this way? He heard his lover calling from downstairs, saying that breakfast was done. Already? Did he just spend the last 20 minutes having a gay panic? Yes. Yes, he did. He jumped out of bed and ran down the stairs. After having a delicious breakfast cooked by Lev, the couple started working on their crazy long list of things to do. So Lev's older sister, Elisa, and her girlfriend, Mila, were coming back home for the holidays, so this means that Kageyama and Hinata would be coming over. That additionally means that Hinata's family is coming over as well. Not sure how, but their house became the meetup for all families.
That would be my living nightmare at Christmas, to have so many people around you. Luckily, I don't have that.
While Yaku started deep cleaning the kitchen, Lev stepped outside, feeling the cool, crisp air hit his skin. He wanted to take the advantage to the Halikon of winter and began putting up the lights on his house.
Holicon is such a beautiful word. I love that word. It sounds so cool.
Well, in all honesty, he really should have done this before the snow decided to fall, because now the roof would be extra slick. We could just blame that on procrastination. By the time he got up on top of the roof, Yaku had moved on to cleaning the living room, so he was right below Lev. Lev took in a deep breath of the cold air, making his nose sting, but embraced the apricity, feeling comfort from the sun to get him by. He would surely drink plenty of hot chocolate later, that is, until the trouble duo, Kageyama and Hinata, dragged him back outside to go sledding. It was an annual thing that he could never get out of. It was only by some miracle that there were no hospital visits last year. Jeez, it's going to be a long weekend. He mumbled to himself, which he tends to do quite often before grabbing a string of lights, seeing it tingle beyond measure. Well, I probably should have untangled these before coming up here. With a sense of urgency and laziness, he never went down, and that was until the unfortunate accident.
No.
Lev unknowingly stepped on an icy patch on the roof and lost his footing trying to catch himself on the slanted roof. His back hit the roof, hard. But it didn't stop there. Gravity took him tumbling down the side of the house, some shingles cutting him in the process. Being the first one that heard it all firsthand by the sounds above him, Yaku dropped the broom he was holding and ran outside like his own life depended on it. Lev! He turned the corner and saw Lev on the ground, covering in snow. There were small droplets of a crimson red on the glowing white snow, making it more vibrant to the naked eye. Lev? Are you okay? He dove onto his knees, brushing a strand of Lev's white hair out of his face. He groaned. Surprisingly well for someone who just fell off of the roof.
Lucky it was winter. That could have been way worse.
Yaku rolled his eyes. At least he was fine enough to joke around. I'm serious. Does something hurt? Just from what he could see, there were only small scratches on him. I mean, it kind of feels like I got sucker punched in the lungs. Yaku felt volatile. With Love joking around, he wasn't sure if he was really okay or not. Okay, that's it. Can you walk? Lev nodded his head, already trying to stand up, wincing at the movement in his side. Okay, so something was definitely up. Yaku helped Lev to the car, buckling him up in the passenger seat. Where are we going? To the hospital, you dumbass. We just fell off a roof. He glanced between the road and one cut on Lev in particular that bled more than the others, but still wasn't life-threatening. He reached over to the glove box, accidentally knocking Lev's knees, cursed that giant, and grabbed some napkins. Here, this will do for now. The couple lived fairly close to town, so it was fortunate to make it to the hospital soon. Whenever they made it, the hospital was absolutely packed to the brim with patients. What the heck? What's going on here? Is it really this common to get injured or ill during the holidays? Neither of them had seen it this packed before. I'll go get you checked in. Just go find a seat. After checking in, the former Libra was fortunate enough to find a free seat next to his lover and happily plopped into it. Are you feeling okay? Lev nodded his head and smiled. Don't worry, I'm fine, besides the pinch in my side. I think what got me most was the air getting knocked out of me. Jeez, Lev. The smaller sighed, letting his head fall against the model's shoulder. Does this hurt? No, don't worry about it, just rest. They hadn't really gotten far into the list, like at all, but the jump scare of Lev falling was enough to exhaust him. It warmed his heart that the smaller cared so much. He was aware of that though, and the mutual allegiance they had for one another. Except this was more than that. They were lovers and find ways to make anything work. Their first test was the untimely age gap when their relationship originated when Yaku was leaving for college. It was a hard time and they both suffered many hardships together, but it was all worth it in the end. They could make anything work. He couldn't help but think of their past. Hey, Mori? Yaku raised his head, still lightly surprised at the use of his name. Yeah? What's up? Do you think it's crazy how we met? He was speechless. It's extremely rare that they had serious conversations such as these, and this being the first at a public place. A hospital, nonetheless. I mean, no, not really. We attended the same high school. No, but... He took a moment, not sure what even brought this thought in his head, and linked his fingers with his lover's. There are 8 billion people in the world. Do you think it's crazy that out of everyone in the whole world, we ended up together? The same school, team, line of vision. Yaku just listened patiently. He was partially relieved that Lev was rambling. Maybe it took his mind off of the pain. I think it's crazy how one person out of all of those people loved me.
True.
At least I think you do. You do, right? The smeller giggled. Of course I do. You're speaking nonsense. Relationships are built off of communication. While this may leave him flustered, this was as good as a time as any.
True. Communication is very
I
important.
think you brought out the best in me. A part of me I never seen or even knew existed.
That's sweet.
He turned towards the Russian. His eyes were sparkling, resembling a golden retriever. The sight was absolutely precious.
By the way, golden retrievers are my favorite dogs. Just so I mentioned it.
and Yaku almost wished he grabbed his phone to capture the sight. Back in high school, I was really nasty to you, wasn't I? Well, I think it was because I was still new at everything. That can get pretty frustrating. No, I mean, I even deceived you. I was silent. Back when they first got together, it was Love who confessed, and Yaku had allowed it to happen, thinking he could use these feelings to get over his previous partner. It was wrong. He knows it now.
Yeah, that is never a good idea to use someone to get over someone else because usually it doesn't work, or in real life it doesn't work.
Especially seeing that pained expression on the Toller's face when the truth was revealed. That sent his world crumbling. It was only then he realized his feelings were real. It's okay, Mori.
Well, usually you only realize that you love something when you lost it. And the hardest part is the regret.
I know. I understand. He wasn't sure, even to this day, how he fixed everything. Ever since then, they relied on constant communication and reassurance. He was in such a dark place with unforgivable sins on his sleeve. You wiped my soul clean. You saved me. He smiled, snuggling into Love, constantly cursing his past self for hurting innocent Love.
That's cute.
Well, true love is always worth the wait. And I'm happy I waited, because I'm convinced that you are the one I'm destined for. Yaku snorted. Destined? I didn't know you believed in fate. Well, I didn't. And then I met you. It was silent, like the chattering surrounding them in the hospital suddenly became so quiet. I believe we are soulmates. People don't just coincidentally fall into each other's lives. I love you, Morisuke, and I want to spend forever with you. He was cut off with Yaku reaching upwards, taking in Love's face with his hands and let his lips brush against the model's, soft and delicate like butterfly wings, just enough to inhale his scent, feel the warmth of his skin and taste of his lips. God, I'm so in love with you. He connected his lips with the Toller's once more, a bit more rougher this time, yet took his time settling for the comfort rhythm. Are you Love Haiba?
Imagine being the nurse walking in on them making out.
Oh, of all times! Yaku ripped himself off of Love and cleared his throat. Yeah. Yeah. Love needs some assistance. Love disappeared behind the double doors with the nurse and the former Libro inflamed in a bright red, noticing the people in the waiting room watching. Of course. He sucked in a breath and collected himself, walking to a different location. In the end, Elisa rushed over from her work at the modeling agency to finish preparing the house, without the lights. The end result was Love having a cracked rib and minor scratches. In no time, he will be back on his feet. Until then, however, he will soak up the constant attention from the smaller. Mori. Yaku rushed into the room, leaving Elisa and her wife back in the kitchen. Yes, Love? The Russian held his hand out, making the latter approach and grab his hand. What is? He yelped, feeling the Toller yank him down on top of him. Love! You are going to hurt yourself. The Toller chuckled. It's okay, I promise. The doctor was just overreacting. The dirty bone frowned and flicked his lover's forehead. Well, you should actually listen to them. They do have the degree to tell you what is best for you. Love ignored his boyfriend's protest and held them close. Eventually, Yako gave up wrestling out of his grasp, coming to the conclusion that he may end up hurting himself more this way. Fine. Only for a little bit. Okay, Mori. He smiled, making the latter do the same. It was truly contagious. They had a rough patch in the beginning and held so much back many years down the road. For the first time, everything seemed to be put into place. There wasn't any lingering doubt. They were going to be okay. Okay, wow, I really cut it close with this one. I ended up getting sick, which put me out of commission for a bit, and then I broke my finger. Yeah, and then I was just super behind, and I even had to cancel one of my videos that was already planned. I'm so sorry for that, by the way. Yeah, so this is definitely chaotic. I'm so sorry, and like, honestly, half-assed. Oh, sorry. Anyways, I hope you guys like this, and I would love to hear your feedback, and check out all of my other colleagues' videos because this is a collaboration and I would love to hear feedback from their videos as well. Like, that's gonna be awesome. Also, be on the lookout because I will be planning on reacting to their videos as well. I am truly thankful to be given the opportunity to have a huge collaboration such as this, and I can't wait for the next one. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you like to be kept up to date, check out any of my social media. I hope that you all have a wonderful day or evening.
Okay, first of all, this was amazing. And Ray, I'm so glad that you kept the angst at bay. Like when Lev fall off the roof, that scared me, honestly. Because you said you have angst in mind, and I was so scared that you would scare the shit out of me. And luckily you kept it at bay, so my heart didn't broke. So, and your story, the plot is amazing, and I love how you portrayed the growth in their relationship, that you showed that they had a rough patch and what came out of them. It is really sweet, and I'm really looking forward to watch more from you. So please go check her out and make sure to watch her videos. Like I will do it the same.